in it? Ew. Oh! That's rancid. Absolutely rancid. Holy smokes. Goodness gracious. If you guys could smell Molly's burp. Oh. Good.
You know what?
Freaking gross.
You know why my burp smells like that?
Why?
Because somebody hasn't cleaned my teeth.
I can clean your teeth. You want me to clean your teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll bring home a kit.
It's been over 6 months.
Has it really?
Yeah,
No.
August.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say a year. What? Yeah, when Kathy came.
Is my breath? Is it like my breath?
Your breath was...
my breath.
Yeah. It's dinner, though. I think that's the fucking onions. that's a mix of everything. Oh my god. That's strong. Like strong. It's pretty bad.
I usually don't have bad breath, like that bad at least. Like I know I you have that like stinky breath, but not like bad breath.
No, that's pretty bad.
That's really fun.
Welcome to the 75th annual Hunger Games. The Quataquel. That's my part.
Oh my god.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is the
How's that book going?
Shh. Welcome, everybody, to the Unscripted Conversations podcast. My name is Jay.
And I'm Molly.
And I have not finished. I have not touched the book since I freaking bought it.
Yeah, I know.
I need to get on it, though.
It.
I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to read that or do I want to read Harry Potter?
You could do both.
I can't do both because I want to get immersed. You know, like when you read a book, you get immersed in the experience. I don't want to get Gandalf mixed up with Dobby. You know what I mean? Or Katniss mixed up with Professor McGonagall.
Oh my god!
So I gotta just like listen to just like or read just one. I think I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna make it a goal. I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
We made it a goal. The past what? I need to say month of stretching before bed.
We've done pretty good.
And so, even if it's just me reading a few pages, you just gotta chip it away. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't gotta read like 2 chapters a night. I just need to.
So sorry.
We had Texas Roadhouse for dinner, and the bloomin' onion was definitely blooming tonight. Freaking strong with them pheromones. Oh yeah, Molly doesn't know how to say pheromones.
I say pheromones, and I like the word pheromones.
They're pheromones.
That's so funny. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I agree. You just need to chip away. I need to get back to reading too. I haven't read a book for a couple months, and
yeah. Did you read the book that I bought you?
I started it, but then like I just haven't had.
Yeah. Was it good? Slow to get into.
Yeah. I think it'll be good, but it was a little slow to get into.
Gotcha.
And so I always struggle with that.
Gotcha.
Yes.
We have we're back. We're back. We're here. We're making another episode. We've actually guess when we record these episodes, we do it the week before, so then I have time to edit it and upload it for the week after. So let's say I'm recording it on a Friday night, which is typically when we do it.
Yep.
And then it posts next Saturday. So not tomorrow, but the following Saturday.
Yep.
It gives you time to edit and upload it on the high-speed Wi-Fi at work. So while we are recording this episode, we had just come back from being home in Las Vegas with our family because it's my grandpa's funeral. And Molly took her mom to go see their country idol.
Her country idol. Don't say their country idol.
That's not your country idol?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, I thought you liked Garth Brooks.
I mean, I do like him, but it's not my idol. I mean, my mom was like drooling, and I was like, "This is cool."
Was she fangirling?
Oh my God!
Really?
Yes, so hard. I wish I had my phone. So they took your phones away, or like locked them up in these little cases things, and you couldn't take them out. And if they saw you with your phone, you got kicked out. So like, just not worth it, you know? But I wish I had like a video of like her fangirling.
So kind of backstory, Molly wanted to buy these tickets for her mom. What?
It was like
November
yeah.
for Christmas. Because you shared a story. Like, what was your history with Garth Brooks and concert tickets?
Oh yeah. So my mom like has always loved Garth Brooks. Like growing up, that was like her singer. And then he came to Miller Park, which is like one of our stadiums. And I don't remember when. I had to have been in like middle school when he came or something. Maybe like early high school. But when the tickets went on sale, my mom was at work and I was at home. So it must have been like when I was at break or something. And I was trying to find like putting in 2 tickets. And you know how all that goes. I think it was still like Ticketmaster at the time or something similar, right?
Yep.
And she was kind of on it, but was at work. So like was kind of intermittent. And I was trying to like say, Mom, what do you think of these seats? And like get her attention. And she was busy. And so like the time like went out because you had like 2 minutes or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to buy them if she didn't think they were good seats, you know? Because they were expensive, but not as expensive as like the ones we just bought.
Yeah.
But, you know, expensive for the time. So like I just wanted to make sure she was okay with those seats because it wasn't on the bottom row. It was like in the second tier.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was like, oh, is this good enough? Is it not? You know, is it worth it? Is it not? And so it like ran out in the night. Like it was gone. Yeah. Like sold out, done. And then he never toured again. And I don't know if like, I guess I knew of Vegas and that there was residencies. I don't know if I knew they were called residencies, but I knew there was a lot of shows there. I think I thought it was just like people coming and going like everywhere else. I don't know that I realized that there was people who like stayed at one of the hotels or resorts or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would have never thought to look. And I think I maybe did kind of look, but he went on a hiatus for a while and like wasn't performing.
Yeah. I don't know. Was he sick? I want to say he was sick. No? Just kind of took a hiatus.
He just took a break.
To take some time for his life. Does he have kids?
He does. I don't remember if they're his kids or Trisha's kids. Or
okay.
They both have kids from previous marriages.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So
see, I don't know his whole life completely.
Well, so I guess when musicians get residencies in Las Vegas, they start to release tickets, and sometimes these tickets are so highly sought after. Kind of like recently, Adele's tickets went on sale like freaking crazy.
Yeah.
So Molly but you got a date that you could pick?
Yeah, so you I don't remember what it was called, but basically you had to like sign up to get access to tickets. But you had to pick like your top 5 days that you'd want tickets to.
Okay.
So I put that in and there was no guarantee that you'd be picked to like
it was like open. A first
it was
pick,
like an open.
Then you go to your second.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, something like that. And then I got the code to go in and purchase tickets on like November something, right?
Yep.
And I told Jay like, here's my login and stuff. Like, can you do it because I have no idea what are good seats? And Garth Brooks is performing at the Caesar Coliseum, and he had already been there, so like I knew he would know what would be a good seat and what would be worth it. And we kind of talked about like our price point and stuff, and where like I kind of like this was the max I would kind of go to, and so he did it, and we got amazing seats, row 11. When my mom sat down and realized where we were, she was like, "Oh my god!"
The shock factor.
Oh my god! And then when he came out, she was like, "Oh my god, he's looking right at me." Because it was literally, we were like center stage too, where it was literally felt like he was looking right at you.
So let me share my side of purchasing these tickets because it's pretty intense. So the tickets were released at 10 a.m. on, I believe, like a Wednesday or a Monday, because I was down in our Delavan office. And I purposely kind of blocked off like 10 minutes at the top of the hour just to purchase these tickets. And so I logged into, was it Ticketmaster? It was Ticketmaster. I logged on to Ticketmaster, like an hour before, like 9 o'clock.
I'm so happy you knew to do that because I would have waited till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because
or whatever it was.
Because, I mean, and this is the funny thing is because I learned that from sneaker shopping.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because for some of the drops for sneakers, if you go in the queue remembers where you're in line. So if you've been in line for like an hour, you know, it's almost like standing outside of a shoe store, you know, like a Foot Locker. So I get in a queue at like 9 o'clock or even before that, I think it was, and I kept my window open. And for I didn't have a separate screen yet because I got the separate screen for Christmas, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just on my regular laptop screen. And then so I'm counting down the minutes, right, until 10 o'clock or something when you could get access to the tickets. And I had like everything put in, credit card information, email addresses, and then all I needed was the access code to put in to get into like the venue, like seating chart. So 10 o'clock comes and then it says you're in the queue. And I think I might have been like 75 or something. I remember I was like below 100, but like in the higher like 70s, 80s. I think I was like 75, 76. Anyway, so then I'm seeing the little person like walk across the screen and then it like fills up the screens and is like, you're up next. And it literally took maybe like 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
Like quick. So then I get into the queue and then as I'm like looking for tickets, because you can click on a seat and like all the seats are like blue if they're available. And if they're grayed out, they're taken or sold.
Yeah.
So as I'm sitting there, like clicking on blue dots to check the price, the blue dots turn gray. Like, and I'm just clicking and then it turns gray. Then I click another spot and it turns gray. So people are buying tickets up like left and right. So then I'm messaging with you, I think, and I was like, hey, like what's your highest price point? There's some good seats here. Do you want aisle? Do you want middle? And then I think you were just like, just get good tickets. Yeah. This is my limit, whatever. So I've been to the Coliseum before because I seen Celine Dion there and with my mom actually. And it's a pretty big theater. Like
it's big, but it's small. Like,
it's big.
Like I guess when I think of a concert, I think of Miller Park, or I think of a stadium too, not
like an arena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a theater for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm like in my mind. Oh, excuse me. In my mind, I'm like, okay, it would be nice to be at the aisle, so you can just leave or go, come as you please. Or if you're gonna be spending the money anyways, get freaking straight center or in one of the three, because I think there's like 5. There's a middle and then 2 wings and then like right and left flank. I think, if I remember correctly.
Think there was.
Actually. Oh, was it 2 and 2?
Just 1 and 2.
And on each side?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Anyways, so then I clicked on these seats and I was like, okay, this is at the upper end of her limit, right, like dead center. And it's like close enough to the stage, but I was like, I could have actually gone 3 rows closer, but it would have been just above your limit. And I was like, with taxes and fees, like it's going to jump it up even more.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just get these ones. So I think, I talk about this like it took me like forever.
I know.
It literally took me like 5 minutes because I'm just clicking. Get the tickets, check out, like done deal, got the tickets. And then I was still like in the system. So I was like, let me just go back in and see what's available.
Yeah.
So now, mind you, I got in 5 minutes after the tickets opened. Like only maybe the first 5 or 6 rows were grayed out. Everything else was blue.
Sure.
Go back in, let's say 15 minutes later, the whole first floor in those 3 sections gone.
That's crazy.
And then so if I would have gotten in the queue later or if I dilly-dallied, the closest seats that you would have gotten was right when you walk into the theater and then those those bleacher seats right there. Or on the mezzanine on the second or the third.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
15 minutes. And for Garth Brooks. And like I'm thinking about it, he's older. He's, I would say, like your mom's generation of music. But his music kind of spans through country music, so everybody kind of knows who Garth Brooks is.
Well, and yeah, I mean, definitely the population there was older than my mom. My mom's in her 50s. So like older, I would say 60s, 70s. But then I would say all the way down to like my age, 30.
Yeah.
Like it was just this
That's
huge
crazy.
range. Yeah, it was nuts.
But it was a good concert?
It was such a good concert. Like I really enjoyed it. I haven't been to a concert in forever, so I like was kind of, and it, cause like I don't love him. I'm not in love with Garth Brooks, you know. I like him. I like his music.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, going with my mom, this will be fun. But I wasn't excited. But like, I was excited once I was there.
That's
like,
cool.
because his concert was very good.
Yeah.
He just sang the whole time, and he was just, I was like, oh yeah, I remember these songs now. You know, like,
That's the first time you've ever seen a Vegas concert, like concert or residency.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was really cool. My mom just was so excited. It was wild.
What's funny is that we went to dinner at Din Tai Fung before with my whole family, my sister, her husband, my mom, and my dad. And my dad the whole week, and even just the months before we even like went home, he was like, we can drive them. Yeah. Like, we can drive them and we'll pick them up, you know, after the concert.
Yeah, he was so worried about us.
We have a freaking rental.
So
they can drive themselves. And my dad's like, you're rude. Like, this is Vegas. They're open. We can pick them up. It's like, they'll be fine. I go home with my parents with Conrad, and I put him to bed, and I was watching basketball with my dad or something, and I was like freaking pooped. It was like 9:30. I was like, I'm going to go to bed. So I go to bed. I don't really remember you coming in, coming home. But then the next morning, it was so funny because your mom had the raspiest voice. Like, she was like screaming her lungs out the night before. Yes. It was so funny.
Yes.
And I was like, that is cool, you know, like to be able to like have her like so excited and like experience that.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be tough to top that gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, although she did say like, I'll go back anytime, and I said, you pay for it.
Well, what did you say that they opened?
They opened up 2024 dates.
Yeah. So I think the day that Molly and her mom went was opening.
It was opening night.
It was it.
It was.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool. You know,
that was really cool because he meaning Garth Brooks was so nervous as to like what to expect because he hasn't like performed in so long, and it was just really cool to see him just be so excited. Sorry, side note, our Hoya is gonna bloom.
Oh wow.
We gotta show that to Catherine.
Yeah.
Did it already bloom or is that gonna bloom?
I have no clue. I haven't really smelt it. She said it smells.
I'll have to send a picture to her and see if that's gonna bloom or if it's already bloomed.
That's cool.
That's really cool. So that just means it's like really happy. Sorry, we have a plant that's sitting behind Jay that we got from my aunt, and this plant is like 100 years old.
Yeah.
And so she gave us like a snippet of it, and there's actually one in Vegas with your mom.
Yep.
And then this one, and then when it blooms, it's happy. So that's so cool.
That's really cool.
Sorry.
No, that's really
so
cool.
random.
No, that's really cool.
But yeah, it was just really cool because he was like tearing up through half of it. And it was cool because like, you know, you see those videos now on YouTube and like Instagram and stuff of the crowd like singing, and like this crowd was absolutely singing like every single word, and you know, he would stop singing and like the band would keep playing, or the band would stop and we'd be a cappella, and like it was like it was just cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, just a cool experience.
You know, you have a pretty decent like longevity and impact on your fans when they still support you freaking years later.
Yes,
that's crazy.
But his band too is like everyone has been with him since
I was going to
90s.
say that you said it was original band members, right? Maybe a couple
like new, like, you know, coming in. But I mean, I feel like everyone was, even though people like, a couple of people have like changed or like added on, it's still like everyone has been there since the 90s.
Gotcha. Wow, that's nice.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Even the backup singers.
That's crazy.
Which is also just like,
Seriously?
yes, one of his backup singers has been there since the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like a family.
That's a family, absolutely.
That's an absolute remarkable feat to be together that long.
And a couple of his like band players are like obviously songwriters too, which like I don't know if people like always think about that. And like winning Grammys and things as their song. So I'm like, wow, you have like a really good like team behind you too. Like, sure. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was part of the weekend, and then obviously the not so like exciting part of my grandpa's funeral.
Yeah.
But that was
It's always hard.
it was
Yeah.
nice.
It was nice.
It was a great time being with family and great time celebrating my grandpa. And I was able to bring home his ukulele. Like I wanted this ukulele that I remember him singing and playing when we were kids in Hawaii. And then so I called up my grandma and I was like, "Hey mama, do you know where Papa's ukulele is?" And she's like, "I don't know, which one are you talking about?" And I was like, "The one he had in Hawaii." And she was like, "Oh, I don't know where that one is. But he has one that we brought from Hawaii that your uncle gifted to him." And he played it and I was like, "I want it." And so he's like, "Oh, you're going to have to ask your uncle about that." So then I guess my grandma had asked my uncle or told my uncle that I wanted it. Aww. Because at the viewing, he was like, "Oh, I heard you wanted the ukulele. It's like nobody else asked for it, so you can have it." Yeah. I'm like, "Sweet." Like, awesome. I didn't have to fight nobody for it. I honestly thought my uncle was going to keep it because, like that's
his dad,
and stuff like that. But he said, no one's going to play it, so you can have it. So I after the burial on Saturday, packed it up and I brought it home with me. Yeah. So now I have something like a little heirloom with my grandpa, which is kind of nice. Yeah. It's
a nice ukulele.
Yeah. And apparently, like, the guy who was playing it said it was a really nice ukulele. My dad was telling me. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, what kind is this a good ukulele?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, this is a really good, nice wood." I was like, "Oh, sweet."
Yeah.
It's not just like a junky ass.
You got to play it more often.
Yeah. And, so it's nice to be with family. It's good to be with my cousins and my mom and my grandma. It was kind of like, I don't know if I had cried, because it had been like a month since he passed away. So I don't know if like a part of me had just kind of like most of me has accepted it already, but it was just like closure to like finally see him and like bury him. But I wasn't as sad as I thought I was. And that's not saying like I didn't care, but it was just like, I knew he was in a better place.
You probably already processed it, or like, like you had time to accept it, grieve it.
And there were moments for sure that I was just like, I can't hold this together. And one of them was when my uncle. So here's a neat story. My uncle was going through some boxes or something in my grandma's house, and then found tapes, like cassette tapes that my grandpa had recorded of him singing songs that he wrote on his guitar. And when my uncle started like kind of prefacing this, he was going to play it on this digital recorder that he brought in, playing it on the mic at the viewing. I was like, no freaking way. Like, finding a cassette tape, only now. They had moved to Vegas, I don't know what, 3-4 years ago?
3 years ago. 3 years ago? We met.
So I'm just like, holy crap, like, find more of these tapes. And then before we left on Saturday, I told my cousin Chris, I was like, "Hey, Chris, you need to find all those tapes and you need to find a way to digitize them. And I want a copy. And you need to give that, like, copies of this to everybody." Because hearing my grandpa's voice, like, literally, that just, like, broke my heart, because that's the one thing that you have photos.
Yes.
And you have heirlooms. You have, I don't know. I got, here's another side thing. I added to my sleeve, and I added a rooster because my grandpa, he raised roosters in Hawaii, and I used to always love seeing him like take care of his chickens, and he taught me a lot of life lessons with his chickens. So I got a rooster here on my arm. Shout out to Mana, my tattoo artist, for putting this on me. But yeah, like tattoos, heirlooms, photos.
Right.
But there's something different about
when you can hear
audio.
their voice again.
Yeah, hear their voice again.
Absolutely.
And so I told my cousin Chris, I was like, you need to find a way to like mass produce this, or at least put it in a digital file so I can have it.
Yeah.
And we can have it. Whoever wants to can have it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so when Uncle played that song, I broke down. Chris's, like, eulogy, I broke down. And then just finally, like, saying goodbye to his body, I guess, you know, because, you know, he's always, they're always, our loved ones are always with us, but just, like, seeing him for the last time in the physical, like, flesh, I was like, oh, yeah, this is real. So,
yeah.
But, you know, I think that somebody told me was that this is just the course of life, you know. It's who's next. You know, every 10 to 20 years, you're saying goodbye to a group of people. Unfortunately, we're at that 10 to 20 year mark now where we're saying goodbye to our grandparents and our great aunts or whoever. And then 10 to 20 years later, from now on, from in here, it's going to be our parents. It's kind of sad to think about it that way.
Sad.
But
yeah.
It's like, who's next in line?
Yeah. It's sad to think, who's next?
Who's next?
Bum, bum, bum.
Hopefully nobody anytime soon.
Yeah.
But
it's too much.
But yeah, I think it was a great vacation. Conrad did freaking amazing. He travels well now. Like, that kid, we got to give him enough credit.
He always traveled well, though. I mean, he does great on the plane. He's always done great on the plane.
Well, was it coming home? He literally, on takeoff, this kid freaking poops his pants.
And they already told us, like, oh, it's going to be a while before the seatbelt light goes off. We're going to have a little turbulence. And I was like, we're going to have to change it right here.
Right here, because it's going to stink up the plane. It's going to stink,
or he's going to get crabby because he's got poo-poos in his bum-bums.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be good.
It was a challenging, but, like, our teamwork was
God,
amazing.
It was totally fine.
Yeah.
It was like, bam, bam, bam. He actually laid there instead of trying to turn around. Like, he was also, like, half asleep.
He was, yeah.
Which was helpful.
But, yeah, like, I had his arms. I think you might have had his legs and the diaper ready. And they were just, like, wiped, strapped, put him back in. And I think it helped that what he was wearing. It was just, like, that shorts.
Little shorts and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of shorts, freaking Vegas was damn hot. Like, hot. And you know what? That heat's coming here next week.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, it's not coming from Vegas, but it's like there's a heat wave coming. Yeah. It's apparently supposed to be like in the mid to high 90s next week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's so hot.
It's going to be hot. But it's going to be a sunny day because we have a basketball hoop being installed next Friday.
Oh my
I just got a confirmation email that they're going to come out on the 2nd.
We got to like mark that, don't we?
Yeah, we do. What else? What's new? How's work going?
It's good.
Good?
Yeah.
Finally getting into your stride?
Yeah, I got a lot of patience.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any crazy stories?
Sometimes people are just annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, I have people who are late and then they think it's okay to give like me and my MA's attitudes. And I'm like, I literally had one person this week where they were, was it 15 minutes late? So our appointments are like, if they're scheduled with me technically on my schedule at 3:30, we tell them their appointment's at 3:15. Like they have to show up at 3:15. They have to show up 15 minutes early. So if they're 15 minutes late, that means they're already 30 minutes late from their appointment time.
Wow.
Right? So this person was at least 10 or 15 minutes late. And like our policy is that they're not supposed to ask us if like they're late, you send them away. Mm-hmm. So that's something else we have to deal with. But they always ask me like, oh, Molly, will you see this person? And I never can say no. And usually I have like still a little bit of time in my schedule where it's also really hard for me to say no. Or like, I'm like, oh, this next person's going to not show up. Like, how can I say, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I said, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm going to see this person. She was a jerk to my MA. And then she had an attitude with me. I think I literally spent 10 minutes with her. I was like, okay, so you're feeling fine? Good. Okay, here's your Medicaid. Like what? And I was like, I'm not going to deal with this. If you're going to be like this, no, I'm not going to give you the time of day. Bye-bye.
I don't understand people's like what their issue is to give other people attitude.
Yeah.
Like you're going to somebody who is treating you,
right,
who's doing a service for you, and you treat them like crap.
Right.
I mean, I get that like almost every single day.
Yeah.
Like you ungrateful son of a bitch. Like,
yep.
like I'm remedying something that you caused.
Right.
And I don't know how cardiology works, if they caused it or if it's genetics or whatever.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff that we see in the dental office, it's because these people didn't it to themselves.
And I would say that's like maybe half the time. You know, a lot of it's like is genetics, and like you can't really, you're predisposed to it. Like eventually this is going to catch up to you, whether you have been healthy your whole life or not. You know, it's your heart. Your heart gets tired, you know, like sometimes it just doesn't really matter. But I just don't understand people when they're angry like that. Yeah. But then I have like a handful of other patients this week. They're like, wow, you really explained that well. Thank you. And I was like,
this is why I like
my job. That's why I texted you like that today. I was like, I like my job sometimes.
I have a patient, or a few patients actually. So we haven't had a hygienist in our one office for almost a year now. So I've been doing cleanings majority of the time.
No way, really?
Yeah.
I don't think you've told our visitors.
98%.
Visitors that.
Our visitors?
Yeah.
Our listeners?
Listeners.
98% of the time in the last year I've been doing hygiene cleanings, and we've had some patients who I've seen now 3 times. Well, no, twice.
It'll be almost 3 times.
Almost 3 times in July.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you still don't have a hygienist? And I'm like, nope. It's like, is it really that hard to find a hygienist? I was like, absolutely. Like, we're having a crisis right now in the state, and dentists are struggling to find assistants and hygienists. And I had one patient tell me, he's like, you're just doing the best you can, Dr. B. It's like, that's all we can ask is you just do your best. And I was like, I'm trying. Aww. I'm not meant to do this. I wasn't trained to be a dental hygienist. You asked me what scalers I need to use to clean up the distal line angle of number 14. I have no clue what scaler to use. I know that all went over your head.
No, that's just though. No,
it goes over my head too.
I'm just saying I didn't realize there was different scalers and stuff, and so like that just makes me really sad for all of your patients that like are paying for a hygiene appointment and they're not getting a full hygiene appointment.
I'll be honest. I'm not the best hygienist. I don't claim to be.
You weren't trained to be. I mean, you're trained to clean teeth. Like you're taught how it's done or like what it is. Right, exactly.
If I see something,
because you need to know the basics to be a dentist.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But hygienists go to school for 2 years.
Yep.
To clean teeth. Like that shouldn't, like if you think about it, it's like, why should that take 2 years? Well, clearly because there's different
scalers, curettes.
Exactly.
How to hold certain things and how to measure and judge and stuff like that. Absolutely. I can guarantee you, if I ask 10 of my colleagues right now if they can adequately do a cleaning as good as a hygienist, I can guarantee you more than half of them will say no.
Oh, I would think 90% of them. Like maybe one would be like yes because they're just that anal or something.
Or they probably do it too.
Right.
Like
right.
Me.
Yes.
But anyway, so I have these patients who are just like, still haven't found a hygienist. And then just recently we had 3 in the last week have their records transferred. One of them said that I don't think, if a practice doesn't have a hygienist, I don't know if I can trust the dentist. And I was
don't really get that.
What the hell? Like, okay, bye. And then another one said that I'm calling. She left this message on the voice machine. She's like, I'm calling to have my records transferred because I found another office whose team and staff are a lot nicer, especially their receptionist. And then so Jennifer was like, I'm sorry, I just lost somebody because I wasn't nice enough. And I was like, who was this? And then she told me who it was. I was like, I don't give a shit. She can leave. I was like, we've been trying to get her to leave. And so she finally just pushed herself out on her own. I'm like, okay, bye.
That's funny.
It's like, don't come back.
See, people like that, are the cause of the problem. You know, when they think, I mean, I know some front desk some people are just not good at their job, right?
Yeah.
But I know Jennifer and I know she's not like that.
Yeah.
And that's just funny.
Yeah. And then the third one, I think she said, I'm just not getting the good clean that I feel when a hygienist cleans my teeth. And I'm like, I'm washing my hands of that because I am not
a hygienist. Yes. And I would agree with that because like I've had you clean my teeth.
Yeah. I mean, I do what I can, but it's not a hygienist.
I can tell the plaque is gone, that's stuck that I can't get with my, flossing and brushing and stuff because that just happens. Like I know you get that, but I know it's not the same as when I go to a hygienist because they're scraping like crazy, Like
yeah, I will stand up and say that my cleanings the last year have been good.
Yes.
They're not the greatest, and I don't claim to be the greatest. I'm not a dual dentist, dental hygienist, professional. I'm not. And I'll boldly say that with confidence. We need a freaking hygienist, man.
Yeah.
We absolutely need one. I said I'm not doing it come July. So we got to figure it out. Or
one more month.
Or pushing these people because I'm not doing this another month. It's just kind of just straight up ridiculous. But people are going to get what they get. And if you come to my office and you're getting your teeth cleaned by me, I could be introducing period disease on you because I don't know if I'm getting down deep in the gums, but I'm doing the best I can. I honestly give it a fair effort every time I do it, but it's damn near far from what a hygienist can do on a daily basis. I have to commend my hygienist because to do this every single freaking day, I think I see at least, I don't know, how many hours in a day is there? 8, 9, freaking at almost double. So maybe not quite 18 because I'm not doing it every 30 minutes typically. So let's just say 12 to 15 hygiene sometimes a day. That is so freaking tiring.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Oh God, yeah.
So I might have to find a way to coerce one of the Delavan hygienists to go to Whitewater at least just one day a week. Just be can you just come and just do prophy just one day a week?
Please. Maybe if you get on your hands and knees and beg them. I don't know. I'm going to have to pester them on Monday. Actually, no, Monday we don't have work. Tell them I'll bake them baked goods every week.
Yeah. You can get baked goods every single week as payment for you to come and clean teeth in Whitewater.
I feel like that's a pretty good deal.
That should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Anyways, that's work.
Yeah.
I just miss doing dentistry. I feel like I am wasting my time.
Yeah.
And my efforts.
Yeah.
Because I get that. Just freaking doing cleanings all day.
You're tired of it. No one thought it was going to be a whole year of it.
Nobody thought it was. It's tough though.
Yeah.
But something's got to change because something's going to change if it don't change. You know what I'm saying? That's not a secret. It's out. Cat's out the bag.
I don't know. What else is new?
Man, we're doing a lot of stuff at the house.
Yeah, we're going to plant this
weekend. We're going to plant some vegetables this weekend. We got a lot of stuff. I picked up more.
You got a lot of stuff. We talked, and then all of a sudden we have 10 extra.
Yeah. I think I went crazy because I just saw all the cool stuff. And I was like, we didn't grow this. The edamame. I was like, I want to grow some edamame.
I'm excited about
good
that.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Or what was the other one? The pepperoncinis. You put that on your pizza?
Yeah, because we make pizza every week.
Well, sandwiches. You can put some pepperoncinis on your sandwiches.
You probably could pickle them too, eh?
You could, yeah. I got onions. Never had onions before.
I'm excited about onions.
Sweet yellow, sweet yellow, sweet white, and sweet, it would look like red. It's on the thing.
Yeah.
And a bunch of herbs too. We got cilantro to make for salsa. Got some basil. What's the other one? Basil. What's the other one?
Mint.
I did get a mint. What was the other
one?
Parsley. Why did I get parsley?
I'm not really sure.
Could we dry it and make our own parsley flakes? Because we always cook with parsley.
You cook with parsley. And you're always like, look at my eggs are
speaking
special.
Of which, you know what they had too?
What?
They had a pepper, crushed red pepper. But didn't you just read that crushed red pepper is actually just bell pepper?
Yeah.
Oh, no, paprika was. What was it?
Yes.
It was paprika?
It was paprika.
Okay.
It's pepper.
Is red bell peppers,
yes.
right? Okay, so they had the peppers for crushed red peppers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, do I buy this? I was like, do we need crushed red peppers? Nah,
no, those can be hot. We don't put that in a lot because it can be spicy.
There was another one that I was like, oh, should I get this? It was an herb, dill. It's like, do we need dill? I don't think we need dill.
Dill could have been good. You can make a lot with dill.
I only think of just dill pickles. That's the only thing I saw of dill. And there was one more.
You can make like dill dips
sage.
and stuff.
I was like, I don't need sage. So, thyme. That's the other one. I was like, we don't really cook with thyme.
No.
So, yeah. So we're going to do that this weekend. Got to mow the lawn. Probably have a bonfire.
Yeah, about damn time.
Yeah, I know. Our bonfire is like sitting right here.
Literally in our podcast room for the last 3 months.
But 3 months? No.
2 months? 2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
Because it was too cold.
Well, 2 months because that's how long Pablo's been working on our pergola.
My gosh. Yeah, we're building a pergola.
You know what I realized today? Is
what?
all of his stuff is gone. So he ain't coming back.
That mother trucker. Oh, yeah.
You got to call him.
I got to call him. Dude, Pablo, what the frick, dude? Come finish my pergola.
Yeah.
I should text him tonight. What time is it? 8:20. I'm gonna freaking text him. He called me at 8 o'clock that one night.
Yeah.
Maybe text him tomorrow. Just a courtesy.
I would text him.
Huh? Right now?
Right now.
I'm gonna text him right now. Hey, Pablo. Pablo's our landscaper. He's done a lot
at our and he does good work. It just sometimes it's not as fast as we want it to be. What else is new? I'm trying to think. We're planning Conrad's first birthday party.
Oh yeah. You know what our theme is? I'm asking our listeners.
Oh, okay.
You know what our theme is, people? No? Well, let me tell you. Actually, I'll have Molly tell you.
So our theme is look who's officially won.
Oh, gone fishing kind of theme. So we got a lot of cool stuff that we're going to like make for his first birthday. Got like bobs and fishing poles.
His first birthday cake is going to look like a bobber.
Yeah.
And then what else? Yeah, we got like fishy things and netting and we'll do a couple
balloons.
Puns.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe we're going to have a 1-year-old.
I know. He's getting so smart too.
A little too smart sometimes.
Yes.
Like he'll play with you too. Today I caught him. I was just telling Molly, today I caught him like slipping food down like on the side of his high chair. So I'd be eating and then like I turn my back and he'd grab one and he'd like put it like this down. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And then he'll look at me and be like, I was like, are you throwing food on the ground? And then he was like, ha, ha, ha. I was like, you little punk.
Yeah.
Quit throwing stuff on the ground.
Yeah, I almost feel like we need to start disciplining somehow because like I feel like he's understanding things so much.
Yeah.
That like when we take something away and he like yells, I'm almost like, ooh, how do we discipline this? Because this is like not something you want him to get in the habit of. And like giving it back to him when he yells, you know? Because we're like, oh, he's yelling. Okay, fine, here, you know? And it's like, ooh, no, that's not teaching good things. So like,
do you think he gets it though?
I think he does get it. He's too smart.
Yeah,
that's why he yells.
Yeah.
You know, like today he was in the cabinet when you were gone and it was all plastic stuff. So I didn't care. I just let him take it out and play with it. But he like grabbed the top of a mason jar and then started sucking on it. I was like, ooh, that might be sharp. Yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, no. You know, I was like, okay, give mommy that. And he like wouldn't let go and he thought we were playing, which was fine, you know, whatever. But then I like was like, okay, no, this is too sharp. We got to play with something else. And I like took it out of his hand and he like
screams.
And I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mommy said that was too sharp. Like, and then I said, go play with something else. And he did. So he gets it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think we just have to watch like not handing it back to him right away.
I
know,
think,
when we don't want him to have something or we don't want him doing something.
Yeah. I think we live in an age now where there's so many social media influencers, and like we follow so many of them, like taking care of babies. We follow baby dietitian. We follow like all these other ones, and they give their 2 cents on how you should handle situations. And I feel like sometimes they're just like, yeah, like that's good. Like I'm gonna try that out. But ultimately, it's going to be based on like what you want to do and how you want to raise your kids, right? Mm-hmm. And there really is no true right or wrong way to raise your kids. Right. It's whatever you want to do, right?
They're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And
like some people be like, don't yell at your kids and, let them be themselves. Like, yeah, to some extent, but in some instances like this one, he grabbed obviously something that could hurt him.
Right.
You got to take it away and say no, like, and I think that's one of the thing I think I told you, like the one thing I heard from one of these social media influencers was like, the only times you should say no to your baby or your kid is when 1, they're doing something that puts them in danger, or 2, if it's something that's going to hurt somebody else. So, but I was like, man, there's a lot of other things.
Yes.
Like throwing like food all over the place. Like, I understand like maybe just like slapping or like dropping, but if they're freaking like, taking food and just like throwing it on the walls.
Please don't do that, honey. No, I'm sorry. You got to bring out the mom voice and say, that's enough.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I agree. I think I like what my cousin Rem and JR like did, like the no thank you.
Yes.
So like not just like no,
right.
Like no thank you.
Yes.
And just like saying that. When I remember Rem saying that to, I don't know who it was, maybe it was probably Emma. She said no thank you, like stern voice, no thank you, and Emma just like shut up. And I was like, oh, damn. Yep. And it's not like she wasn't like yelling or anything, but it's just like the no thank you.
Yes.
Like it almost like digs a little bit more than just like no.
Yeah.
Because you're like, no thank you. Like
yes.
Polite. There's almost like a passive aggressive. Right. So I'm like, oh, I like that. I'm gonna use that when I have kids. Now we got a kid, I'm just gonna be like, no thank you.
Yeah.
And he texted me back. Oh. Let's see what he says. Hi Jay, next week. So freaking.
Respond back to me, be like, you said last weekend it was gonna be finished.
This guy. Anyways, just a quick podcast to kind of get back in the groove. I'm glad to be back doing this. Glad to be spending time with my wifey. I really do look forward to these kinds of moments. Me too. We've actually had people who tell us like they listen to our podcast back home.
No way.
Yeah. JR said he listens to it. When I was holding Conrad at the viewing, he's like, I like listening to your podcast. Aww. He said it to Conrad. He's like, when are you going to be on the podcast, Aww. Conrad? And I was like, I didn't know my cousins listen to this. Sherlyn kind of mentioned something about it.
Wow.
Who else kind of said something about it too? I don't know if it was I can't remember now. I think it was one of the aunties. Well, I was like, what the frick?
Yeah, because weren't they asking your mom about it or something?
Mona Roxanne too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So then I was like, oh, frick. Like our podcast is like kind of getting out there to like our family and stuff. So
that's like the first place for it to start, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just keep doing this as long as we can, and some weeks we may miss, but we'll always have, something for you guys to listen to. The next couple of episodes are going to be pretty spicy. I guess we'll keep that as a teaser, but you don't want to miss the next 2 or 3 episodes because we're going to be talking about.
They're going to be good ones.
They're going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to go viral.
Maybe not appropriate for our parents to listen to,
but also viral. We're going viral. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Whoa, I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta wait till the end to do that.
No, because that's just what you did.
Thank you for listening. Smash that like button. Pop that bell for the noties, Because, we're going to be premiering these episodes every Saturday at 8 a.m. and you want that notification bell to be like, bing, time to listen to the Unscripted Conversations podcast.
Is that the new lingo, noties?
Yeah, noties.
Your sister did something, too, of like some new lingo, and me and Jay were like, the hell?
Really?
Yeah, I think it was something in the cousin text. And both of us were like, huh?
Did you hear?
She explained it, and I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah, noties. Smash that bell for the noties.
That's too much.
Yeah, subscribe. Yeah, like, subscribe, leave comments, text us. Let us know what you guys think. I've only got 2 people freaking texting me about shit. My buddy David in England. England represent. David, I know you're listening right now. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast all the way from England. And that's it. That's the only person who freaking texted me about this podcast. So thank you, David, our one lovely supporter.
You for caring and giving us ideas and thoughts.
Yeah. And also shout out to our friends up in Neenah, Wisconsin. Emily and Danny freaking popping this on the big screen and watching it on Saturday mornings.
They suggested the cards.
Yeah, they did suggest the cards. So
yeah,
help us out, man. We'll give you a shout out. We're gonna be famous one day, just so you know.
Yeah,
we're just kind of giving you guys a heads up.
We won't be able to give you any royalties if you didn't help us out. Jinx, you owe me a boba.
But anyways, guys, have a great weekend. We will see you next week.
Speaking of boba, what is that boba place called in Vegas? Like boba tea or something?
Tea station?
Tea station?
No, it's not tea station. I don't know.
Whatever it's called, it needs to come here.
Yeah.
Because there's no comparison. Holy.
So damn good.
I'm like drooling right now just thinking of it.
Remember how we had all those dreams about like opening up a bakery, opening up a gym?
I think that changed into a podcast dream.
Okay. Well,
I mean, maybe if we become famous here and like can support ourselves, we could do that on the side because we'll be at home and we could have more time to do other things.
If you guys want some ubi cookies, like hit us up because Molly makes the meanest ubi cookies. Ubi crinkle cookies, hands down. They're pretty good. They're so dang good, dude. It's like fucking cake in your mouth. I just said F word, dude. It's gonna have to put the explicit warning on this.
You are, because you also said like
the last episode I did that too. I did. Point. Did I today?
Yes.
Did I really?
Yes.
Oh dang! I need to start watching our language.
Yeah, it's all you. Oh, this time it was all you. Okay. I've been so good on the podcast.
Oh, on the podcast. I thought you meant like in live. You said F word too. We need to work on our language, especially with our son learning how to speak.
All he says is da.
Back. This is definitely gonna have to be like explicit. No kids.
He followed. What were you doing this morning?
Oh, I was like ha, and it's like ha. I was like ha. It's so funny. What else did he do today that was like so cute? Oh, so I don't know. Did Auntie Karen teach him about like where's your feet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to ask her.
So today while we were out and about like grabbing food, plants and stuff, he was in his car seat and he was like holding his feet like this. And I was like, "Do you find your feet?" And he's like like this freaking like holding his feet and he's like clapping his feet. And I was like, where did you learn that from?
Well, I did that the other day, but he has to have been like getting that from somewhere else too.
Yeah,
it probably is Auntie Karen.
He's so freaking smart.
Yeah.
Anyways, alrighty, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. We love you. Thank you so much for supporting. My name is Jay.
And I'm Molly.
And this is the Unscripted Conversations podcast. Have a good day. Bye. Bow, 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 bow.
What the frick?
That's the one I was doing.